Imagine you're in a fast-paced startup meeting. The future of your project is being discussed. A timeline appears on the screen. The room goes quiet, and you slightly raise an eyebrow. Suddenly, someone says, "It seems you disagree." In that moment, without saying a word, you've just received public, unexpected feedback. That scenario reminds us of one important truth. Feedback is everywhere. It comes through words, silence, facial expressions, and even assumptions. Whether we are students, entrepreneurs, or leaders, feedback is unavoidably. How we handle it can either help us grow or hold us back. By the end of this short lecture, you should be able to 1. Understand the omnipresence and significance of feedback. 2. Distinguish between receiving feedback and processing feedback. 3. Examine the unhealthy sponge mentality and the healthier strainer mentality when dealing with feedback. 1. The ubiquity of feedback. Feedback permeates every aspect of our lives or performance, ideas, behavior, and even our passion. In startups especially, feedback is unpredictable and often unfiltered. It may come from co-founders, investors, customers, or even social media comments. Because feedback is unavoidable, the real skill is not avoiding it, but learning how to handle it effectively. 2. Receiving versus processing feedback. Most training teaches us how to receive feedback. Politely say, "Thank you," don't argue, stay calm. But what often gets ignored is what happens after the feedback is received. We ask ourselves questions like, "What does this say about me? Am I good enough? Did I fail?" This internal dialogue can become self-destructive, especially in high-pressure environments like startups. Poor processing of feedback can damage confidence, creativity, and performance. 3. Sponge versus strainer mentality. There are two common ways people process feedback. The sponge mentality people with this mindset absorb all feedback, good or bad. Over time, they become emotionally oversaturated, self-critical, and defensive. Eventually, even helpful feedback becomes hard to process. The strainer mentality, this healthier mindset, treats feedback like water through a strainer. You filter it, keeping what is useful and letting go of what is unnecessary or harmful. This approach allows learning without destroying self. To shift from a sponge to a strainer mentality, focus less on the tone, timing, or motive of the feedback giver and more on the value of the message. Listen without immediately agreeing. Reflect before reacting. 4. Strainer mentality in action. Kumu. A strong Philippine example is Kumu, a local social media platform. In its early stages, Kumu faced a flood of mixed feedback from users and investors. Instead of absorbing everything and getting overwhelmed, the founders carefully evaluated feedback, retaining what aligned with their vision and discarding what didn't. They didn't fixate on harsh comments or delivery styles. They focused on insights that could improve the product. As a result, Kumu adapted quickly, fostered open communication within the team, and built resilience. Today, it stands as one of the most successful Philippine-based startups. 5. Cultivating a culture of feedback. A healthy feedback culture encourages learning, transparency, and innovation. Startups like Coins.ph regularly seek user and employee feedback, creating systems where ideas are shared freely and improvements are continuous. Ask yourself, why is feedback essential in overcoming our blind spots? How does actively asking for feedback contribute to personal and professional growth? When you receive feedback, do you act more like a sponge or a strainer? Feedback is a gift, but only if we know how to open it wisely. In entrepreneurship and in life, feedback helps refine our ideas, strengthen our character, and sharpen our direction. By learning to process feedback with a strainer mentality, we grow without losing confidence, adapt without fear, and move closer to success. Let's take off, filter wisely, learn deeply, and grow continuously.